Ahoy, everyone. This is David Eugene Perry, and once again, delighted to be in the Zoom room with the smartest person about film and movies and, well, culture in general that I know. Please welcome to Ahoy, Kevin Thomas, Real Kev. Kevin, hello.
Hello, I guess the smartest person just left the room when I sat in the chair. But
Well, you'll have to do.
well, you are so sweet. I mean, it's really a pedestal that, I don't mind standing on, but I don't, us movie nerds all think we're the smartest person in the room. And sometimes I don't care as much about details as others. So maybe I'm one of the most informed people. But anyway, I'll take any compliment people ever give me.
Well, you remember what they said in one of my favorite movies, The Women. I'll take any ladle that dishes up some gravy.
But I remember Steel Magnolias. If you don't have something nice to say, you come sit by me.
That's right, sweetie. So listen, we are in the middle of the Christmas slash holiday slash Hanukkah slash everything movie season. First question off the bat, what is the hottest movie of the holiday season, and is it justified? And I think I know what the answer is going to be.
Oh, you know what? I bet you do know. And this is just a recent development within the last 2 days. It's West Side Story. Is that what you thought I was going to say?
I did.
My dear friend Carol loves the original West Side Story, and I refuse to go with her to see the new one because if it didn't measure up, she doesn't talk back to the screen, but it's almost like slapping her in the face. But I have heard so much great buzz about this movie, and one of the actress has already won an award for Best Actress. So I really think West Side Story is what we need now, especially if you read the notes about the original West Side Story, which won like 10 Oscars. It actually was sort of racist in some ways. I mean, not in a good way. Actually, is racism ever in a good way? But I mean, like Rita Moreno, they made her face darker because she wasn't Puerto Rican enough looking, and yet she is Puerto Rican. So I think this is more of an honest portrayal of West Side Story, and I expect it to be a big hit and multiple viewings, even by me. I'm going next Friday.
You know, interestingly enough, maybe this is the evolved West Side Story, and the fact that Rita Moreno is in the film, coming on the heels of Stephen Sondheim's death. And then, of course, having the screenplay for this version of West Side Story done by Tony Kushner, who I met and worked with on Angels in America a gazillion years ago. It seems like a lot of incredible creative talents have come together just at the right time for this film.
Really, it couldn't have. It's funny, if it was released last year as it's supposed to be, I don't think that we all would want to embrace what it's bringing to us as it is this year, where I don't want to say we're coming out of a pandemic because that new bitch cousin came to town, the variant. But I just think this is the time we need a new West Side Story.
Right. So another film that I want to talk to you about, which has garnered opinions on both sides, positive and negative. No one seems to have a moderate feeling about this film. I will come out of the closet right now and say I loved it. Gaga in Gucci.
You know what? On the Oscar buzz list, I listened to a lot of different sources for what's hot for Oscar season, and that was flaming hot before it was released. And when it was released, it didn't do well with critics. However, Jared Leto has remained great among critics, and Lady Gaga just won the New York Film Critics Award for Best Actress. So I unfortunately haven't seen it because the day I was going, I started passing a kidney stone.
Oh, well, thank you for that information. How are you feeling now?
I have been laying, I'm surprised I'm not thin. I have been laying on my back for days. Yesterday was my first day I actually left the house since the Monday before Thanksgiving. Really, if anybody ever heard of these, just picture Freddy Krueger and Chucky stabbing you in the back while Rocky Balboa punches you. It was really painful.
Well, I'm glad you're on the mend, and it's a long movie. It's 2 hours and 37 minutes. You do not want to have a kidney stone attack in the middle of the house.
Oh no, you don't want to have one and nothing. But anyway.
Well, it's interesting because I'm going to have to turn in my gay card. I never saw Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born. So
okay, give that to me right now.
I know. Okay, I'm sending it to you. There you go. So all I can say is I couldn't take my eyes off Gaga in The House of Gucci. It's just Unbelievable. I mean, the actors, as I said on my post, the actors are chewing up the scenery so much. We all need floss when we leave the film. It's just incredible.
She's one of those, like, my dear Barbara Streisand, and even Judy Garland. She's not just a singer who acts, she's actually an actress. I could just tell in those previews. I mean, and I hear she became the character the whole time she's on the set, not just, on there. And a lot of singers make movies and act. And like, I thought Whitney Houston was a nice actress. I don't think she was great, but she was good enough. But Lady Gaga really seems to really get in the mold and the mode of the part. And since I mentioned Judy and Barbara, your homework is you're going to watch all A Star Is Borns within the next. I'm going to give you 3 months because I don't know if you could do a marathon.
All right, I promise.
Okay, I'm going to quiz you. We're going to have A Star Is Born revisit.
Okay,
Ahoy is born.
Yeah, mid January, I can reapply for my gay card, and I will tell you what I think.
Yes.
So we are getting into Oscar season. Where are we? For people who don't follow it like you do, where are we in the process of who's going to be nominated and when is it and how big do you think this year's Oscars are going to be?
Okay, well, I hope that this year's Oscars blow up and this new variant doesn't stop things from happening. I expect it to be festive and bright and everything that we need in this world. And right now, where we are is they still have until the end of this month to qualify for an Oscar. Now, qualify doesn't mean simply coming out, not in the way we're used to coming out.
Ba-dum-bum-ching, yeah.
It has to be released and play in New York and LA for a week minimum. And then the filmmakers have to submit it to be considered. Some great movies that are more independent, maybe they didn't think they had a chance. Maybe, I don't know what the submission fee is. But unless you complete the requirements of submitting your film and qualifying to play at a theater, you can't be nominated. And now, I mean, this started because of the pandemic, but like HBO does all the Warner Brother movies. So at the same time, people at home, it's still qualifying because it's playing at a theater. But then people at home for 1 month got to watch Dune as long as they had HBO. Right now, they can watch King Richard because they have HBO. And actually, I have a list of like 15 movies that are qualifying for Oscars, and you can watch at home right now. Many of them are current.
So give me your list of 15. Give me Kevin's Quinceañera.
Well, I mean, these are 15 movies you can watch at home. Doesn't mean. Okay. Well, on Netflix, you can watch The Power of the Dog, which is a strong contender for Best Picture. You could watch Tick, Tick, Boom, which love David. You're going to get a semi-temporary pass for your gay card if you watch Tick, Tick, Boom on Netflix because it's gay and it's wonderful. Bruise, which is a really long shot with Halle Berry, and Passing, which is getting a lot of buzz for actress and supporting actress.
Yeah, I heard about it.
And then on HBO, you got King Richard. On Showtime, you've got The Humans. On Hulu, you've got Pig. And on Apple Plus, you have Coda. Those are qualifying Oscar movies that maybe years ago, you couldn't see them so soon and so recent at home. So that's kind of great because a lot of people go to an Oscar party and they've seen nothing because they didn't go to the movie theater to see it. Now, if these get nominated, you could be the expert at your own Oscar party.
I sometimes I think, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but sometimes I wonder when people say, oh, COVID was invented. I'm like, no, it wasn't in a Chinese lab. It was people at Netflix and Hulu who invented it because what did it do for the market for at-home viewing?
Oh, I mean, I wonder. I mean, my little web series where I have at the At-Home Film Festival, that started because of COVID. Because I besides movies, I love live theater. When Broadway shut down, after I finished crying, I just said, you know what? People are at home watching content. So I'm going to try to bring them content to watch because I don't think everybody needed to watch everything over and over. I mean, like Grey's Anatomy and Friends were watched over and over many, 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 many times. I always try to get people to try something new.
So what new are you watching now? And do you binge watch or do you watch like a little bit at a time?
I could do either way. We're all used to binge watching. So when I was watching Hacks on HBO, which is one of the best shows ever, as well as Ted Lasso on Apple Plus, they came out weekly. And my roommate, we'd watch an episode. She goes, "What's the next one?" I go, "We have to wait a week." She goes, "What?" She I thought we finished that in 1980. It's like, no, some shows just get you to come back.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, I'm looking forward to February because Mrs. Maisel will have her third season in February. Cannot wait. And Alfredo and Alfredo is not as big a TV watcher as I am. I watch murder mysteries at night. He always says if he's ever found dead in his bed, please question me because, just find one of the plots on TV. But one of the things we do watch together is science fiction. And we've been watching that series Foundation, which just finished its first series based on the books by Isaac Asimov. Are you familiar with it?
no, I know you love science fiction, and that's like, I mean, I tried twice to watch the new Dune, which is going to be up for a lot of Oscars. Didn't care. I mean, sorry. And I can't tell it was better than the old Dune, which was really, really horrible. You could tell.
Oh, I liked it.
Of course, you're David. I mean, but I mean, is that my like? This I'm not a big Western fan, even though I've liked a lot of recent Westerns. But I try to watch Finch because Tom Hanks is way, way down. Oh, that was super deep.
Yeah,
way,
that was
way
Bush.
down the list for best actor. But that's super science fictiony, which nothing wrong with it. It's just not my forte. And doesn't mean because I'm so gay, everything's a musical. I like mystery. I like murder. I like family dramas. I like dysfunctional family movies. I love a good comedy. I love a fart flick. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a whole episode about Kevin laughing at fart films.
I'll have to do that as soon as I finish watching all three of Star is Born. I'll get right on that.
Boom. Okay. As soon as I get that report card, I'm going to send you a link to which is actually one of my most watched episodes of my show. So you could tell how people really need to laugh today just to watch me. Someone even bet me if I could make it. Sorry. I don't know why I'm a 12-year-old boy when it comes to fart, but there's a scene in White Chicks.
I know the scene.
And someone said if I could make it through that on my show, like, I would get a prize. I could not make it through that. Sid. I can't make it through the bridesmaids trying on dresses.
I know. Okay. Well, okay. We're going to have another episode about this. Listen, in our last few minutes, of course, tomorrow, I know you're going to tune in. You've been such a supporter of my work as well, because I'm trying to get my book, Upon This Rock, optioned for a film. A screenplay is being written of it. Of course, you know what that's like. The screenplay gets written and then we got to sell it. But tomorrow I'm being...
some people I've been talking to, by the way.
You have, please talk to them more. Tomorrow I'm being interviewed by a best-selling author. You'll appreciate this as someone who loves movies. Lucinda Hawksley, the great-great-great-granddaughter of Charles Dickens.
Wow. You and Charles Dickens on a bookshelf next to each other.
I know.
I don't think I'll get rid of my autographed copy so soon. I was going to give it away for Christmas to another Kevin because my name is in it. Just a re-gift, but I think I'm going to keep it now.
Yeah, okay, Kevin, I'm bitch slapping you through the screen right now. In our last few moments, tell me what you think are some of the dark. You mentioned some on that just now from your the list of 15. But what are some of your dark horses that you think people aren't expecting to be nominated for the Academy Awards next year?
Well, my most recent episode of my show on youtube.com/ReelKev, ReelKev, I talked about some of my favorites that are super dark horses. I won't talk more about Coda. I did last time on your show. But I mean, I think that there's this movie called Seven Prisoners, which also is on Netflix. Rodrigo Santoro is so amazing in that movie. And I really, Tick, Tick, Boom, please let the Academy acknowledge it in many categories. There's a song called Sunday, which features almost every Broadway performer you ever knew. And I felt like I was so connected to the movie that way. And it's part of Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's his film debut as a director. So he's had a great year. And what else is a dark horse of mine? Well, on the not so dark side, The Humans was a Tony and Pulitzer Prize nominated play. I didn't like it as much as a movie. Richard Jenkins is heavily promoted to be up for an Oscar for it. I liked it better as a play. I don't know what it is about that. And let's see, I have a list of every nominee in the world here. Oh my God. And you're giving me, you know what would be so, this is like an interesting dark horse that I can't predict or want myself because I haven't seen West Side Story until next week. But Rita Moreno.
Yeah.
Okay. She was way, way down the list, like in 85th place until the movie came out. It would be so interesting, if nothing else, if she got nominated. I doubt she'd win again, but the fact that she's playing a different part,
Yeah.
that used to be a man, that they changed it, gender changed, and she doesn't have to wear the dark makeup. She could be the Puerto Rican that she really is, and she seems to be getting a lot of buzz in that. She's
Well,
moved her up to the top 10.
and as you know, a Bay Area gal, Rita lives in the East Bay. And wouldn't it be amazing? There wouldn't be a dry eye in the house if she won an Oscar for this.
Oh my God. Well, first, she'd be the oldest winner of all time. She's 90.
Even older than Christopher Plummer?
Yeah, I think he was 80 something. She's 90 this week.
Wow.
90.
Yeah.
90. And she'd win for a movie she's already won for, playing a different part, playing a gender change. There's all these rules she'd break. I mean, and that's not a reason to vote somebody for an Oscar. But my favorite right now is on Johnny Ellis from King Richard. Chris, for Best Supporting Actress in the same category. She was so powerful and good, as well as Will Smith. Or maybe it's Ingenue. I'm sorry. I was like looking at my notes. And Kristen Dunst is getting a lot of buzz, which I thought she was great, but I don't want her to win. She was really good. And
Yeah.
The Power of the Dog, which is on Hulu, by the way, that is one of the 2 top contenders with Belfast. I only saw one of those so far. I don't think the Academy is. We had to see how it does with critics' prizes. But last year, a rural, outdoorsy movie directed by a woman won all the Oscars. And the Academy's a bunch of old men. I don't know. This isn't even the same movie as that, not by a long shot, but it is more outdoorsy and rural. And Belfast seems to have more of an uplifting theme, and I think people are looking for that this year.
Well, here is to a year that's uplifting. Let's hope that the Roaring Twenties really does begin in 2022. I will speak with you again in January after the nominations are out and after I've seen all 3 Stars Are Born.
Wow, that is some wow.
I'll get a big drink. Kevin, it's always a
There's 4
pleasure.
Stars Born, by the way.
Sorry, I'll go back and see the other one too. Yeah, boy, I'm
1937,
in
Janet
trouble.
Gaynor.
I'm in trouble. All right, this is David Eugene Perry. We've been speaking with the one and only Kevin Thomas Real Kev. Make sure you see his YouTube channel, youtube.com/RealKev. ReelKev.
Like a movie reel, because I'm not real. I'm just cinematically real.
Ahoy!
Oh.